How does our blood sugar become elevated, and what is the effect of an elevated blood sugar or hemoglobin A1c on our health? Let's take a closer look at the mechanism section to find out. We're going to first talk about the mechanism, the factors that cause us to have high blood sugar. I've ordered these in categories of psychological health, sleep and activity, diet, and then the biometrics and labs. That mirrors the Organization of Health score in general. The next factor that raises hemoglobin A1c is low consumption of whole grains. This is the study. It's available in the resources section of this course. This was published in BMJ. BMJ has an impact factor of 30.22. We said that an impact factor of 10 or greater is considered excellent. This is one of the highest quality journals in medicine. The study involved was published in July 2020. It was a meta-analysis of 3 prospective cohort studies. It included 194,784 adults. They were followed for 24 years. And let's take a look at the results. Participants were divided into 5 groups based on their consumption of whole grains. You can see on the x-axis the servings of whole grains they consumed, and on the y-axis the relative risk of diabetes during the follow-up period. Compared to someone who was consuming 2 or less servings of whole grains per week, the more whole grains consumed, the lower the relative risk of developing diabetes during the follow-up period. The maximum reduction in risk was achieved at 2 or more servings of whole grains per day, showing a 43% reduced risk of developing diabetes compared to someone eating 2 or less servings per week. And finally, overweight and obesity. This is the study. It's available in the resources section of this course. This was published in the journal Diabetes Research and Clinical Practice, journal impact score 4.24. This was published in May 2010. It was a meta-analysis of 18 prospective cohort studies. 590,251 adults are included, followed for 9 years. And this study showed that a person's body weight determined their risk for diabetes during the follow-up period. So compared to someone with a normal body weight, 18.5 to 24.9, being overweight, which is 25 to 29, had a relative increased risk of diabetes of 192%. That means 2 times as likely to develop diabetes compared to someone who has a normal weight. The relative risk increase for someone who is obese, defined as a BMI of 30 or greater, was 628%, which is the equivalent of 7 times greater risk of developing diabetes when you're obese. Of the factors we've explored, overweight and obesity are the single greatest contributor to the risk for diabetes.